Hi guys, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be going over a testimonial with client Angharad. So Angharad's going to talk about different things that she's experienced before and after coaching with me and follow along for more. So to start with Angharad, we're just going to go through a couple of questions and obviously just be open and honest with how you feel and no judgment at all. Like people will
Mhm.
want to know the truth.
Yeah.
So before working together, how did you feel about your body and your level of fitness?
Uh, Felt insecure and I was basically hidden amongst my clothes. I think I was just every day was just I just didn't like what I saw, especially going through postpartum and stuff with my son. It was just I just didn't like what I saw every day. Fitness wasn't that great. I was walking not very often, but I did like going out on walks with my mum, my nan's dog, little walks like that, but I was never very consistent. And I just felt like just staying in all the time. It was just very like unmotivating. And it was like a slump basically.
Yeah. And what about like hobbies and stuff? Did you have any hobbies then?
Not really, no. I think the only sort of hobbies I've had is probably hanging out with friends, board games, that sort of thing. But I've always been a like hop between hobbies type of person, fixate on one, move on to the other. So nothing's really, been stuck basically.
Okay, and one thing's popping to mind. When did you start rounders then? I'm sure that was before we started working together.
It it was before, but I did take a break. So I used to do it before and then I
Yeah.
stopped and then I got back doing it, I think 12, yeah, it must have been about 12 months ago, but it wasn't like consistent. But then when I started with you, it was like two, 3 times a week. So yeah,
So
that's probably the only hobby.
so things started to change a tiny bit before me then, which is good, and
Yeah.
then you properly went all in. So what
Yeah.
was the biggest struggle or frustration you were dealing with at that time where you felt like you were hiding behind your clothes and like really struggling with it, bouncing back, as they say, from I was about to say post. I always say this wrong. Postpartum. I always say it so wrong. So what was your biggest struggle or frustration? Like what would you say you were dealing with mentally, physically?
I think mentally it was the feeling of no purpose. Obviously my whole being was just being a mum. Especially, freshly postpartum. I just had no idea who I was anymore, obviously, because it was such a big change. But it was definitely the feeling of no purpose. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. Obviously, things have like drastically changed, but then everything else was still the same, if that makes sense. So, like, work was still the same. I wasn't really doing anything for myself anymore, which, before having a child, obviously, that's completely different. But yeah, I was just really struggling with finding a reason really to get up and do things.
Yeah, and then like day to day, was it just like tough? Like was your energy just really low then?
Oh yeah, incredibly low. I was, I'd have consistent headaches. I was tired all the time. Living on caffeine, coffee, which is obviously not very healthy. I wasn't drinking water. I just was not, basically, I wasn't looking after myself.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, really, it was quite a struggle.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because obviously I've known you now for this entire time working together, and
Mhm.
you've done like such a like you've just changed so much, like proper 360 on your entire
Mm.
life. I remember our first conversation, and you were like, "I snap at people, like my
Oh
mental
yeah.
health is in the bin," and I just remember
Mhm.
thinking like, "I already know what we're gonna do. It's gonna be
Yeah.
so much better." Like I could already see the vision, and it's cool to now see how
Yeah.
much more in control you are, how much happier you are, how
Mm.
much more stable everything feels for you. Like when you get on the call, like smiling with me instead of being like, oh, like life's so hard because I feel like you have the
Yeah.
energy for it now. Even though obviously you are
Mm.
sleeping not great with the toddler,
I
I still feel
yeah.
like you're able to have the energy to show up for yourself, which is something that you just
Yeah.
didn't have before. So previously to this experience of coaching with me, what had you tried before and why did it never stick?
I think the question is, what haven't I tried? Tried
Okay.
everything. Slimming World, fasting, Weight Watchers, like restricting foods, trying vegetarian. Just I did like basically everything, um, and it just never stuck because I was never all in. I was never committed, and I think I just wanted quick wins, and I just was not patient. I've never really been a patient person. And I was just desperate for something to work. And yeah, I would just give up within a couple of weeks just because I just got burnt out basically. I went in full 100%, didn't continue looking after myself. And yeah, it just went away. Nothing stuck.
And when you came to me, what was the reason why you decided to be like, I'm going all in this time?
I think, I mean, seeing obviously I've known about you from one of your clients, Asha. Obviously she's a family friend. And I'd seen her results. I then looked at your page and saw all of your other client results, and I was just blown away by it. And I think the big thing that like stood out to me from seeing all that was that like every post was exactly what I wanted. That's what those clients were achieving. I was like, I mean, I thought in my head, I should be able to do that. I should be able to put my mind to that and be able to get results like that. And I think everything, the stories with those clients was that the same. It was like a pattern. It was the same thing as that you were so caring and so supportive, and so like just genuine. You just weren't like your what your whole personality wasn't as being a coach. It was just being a friend, which really stuck out for me.
That's so
Um, because I've seen coaches and PTs before, and they're all just obviously focusing on just trying to get results and posting about it online, and just trying to build clients as quick as they can. But yeah, you don't often see them being like personal and being an actual supportive friend to people. So yeah, that
yeah.
really stuck out.
Oh, that's honestly so nice. I actually really do try so hard as well, like to be a bit different. But
Yeah.
yeah, I always think person first, like always, always, always. I'm always gonna make a compromise, always gonna, because your feelings are so valid, and I would never
Mhm.
want. I think it's also like comes from insecurity of mine, perhaps, like never feeling like I was ever good enough. So I want to make other women feel like know that they are good enough, and
Yeah.
that I'm listening and like I'm there. So
Mm.
I'm glad that you notice.
Yeah.
Yay, people pleasers, isn't it? Okay,
Yeah.
and then was there any hesitation before starting, any doubts, any worries, both on my behalf and yours?
Um, I definitely had doubts. I think that's just me as a person. I'm always doubting myself and my confidence. I think it was just, the back of my head was like, you've tried so many things before. Why is this different? I'm just going to fall into the same cycle again. Um, but I just knew something was different. And I just felt like I'd already known you for so long.
Yeah.
And like even just that first call, I was like, yeah, I knew this was a good step to take and a positive one as well.
Was there like anything like just the fine line that almost thought you shouldn't do this? Was there like a reason why?
I think the main thing that probably stood out to me was I was really worried about time taken away from my son and my family. Because obviously it was hard at the time anyway, juggling being a mum by being a wife as well, and trying to find that balance of focusing on myself but also focusing on my family. So I think the main thing was, yeah, I was just like, is this going to take up too much of my focus away from my family? Um, but obviously we all know that that's not the case.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say you can't leave the people listening like, did it?
No, no, definitely not. I mean, you fit everything into my life, which is
Yeah,
exactly what I haven't had that before. All
yeah,
these things that I've tried in the past of it's always been me trying to squeeze it all in, or fit everything into like a really short life cycle. Um, but yeah, you've fitted into everything. You've taken everything into consideration around my life. Busy schedules, working full time, being a mum, but then also like if I need to take a step back, you like, oh, that's fine, we'll just change things. It's
yeah.
just it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, like it's so adaptable and it always should be. And the
Yeah.
most important thing that it should be enjoyable. It shouldn't feel like a
Oh,
chore
it's
every
really
single day. Like
enjoyable. I mean,
obviously
come
there
on,
is
I hated going to the gym. Like,
yeah.
despised going out. I just hated it, and I just do a few little things and then leave. Now I get excited to go. I absolutely love it. It's like
Yeah.
it's so good.
And also I think by you doing that, you're filling up your own cup, which
Yeah,
provides you with more energy to spend better quality time with your family,
yeah.
which is something
Oh
that
yeah.
you didn't really have before, like
No.
that balance.
Yeah, I was like when you mentioned before about snapping at people. I mean, my mood swings were horrific. I was up and down all day. I was never, and my hormones weren't stable. My moods were horrific. But yeah, it allowed me to just be who I was before. I was happy. I was waking up on the right side of the bed, as you say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it improved
Oh,
everything
that
in my
makes me
life.
so happy. So, what would you say was like that aha moment where you're like, oh my gosh, this is actually working? Like, did it take, how long did it take and what was it? Was it like the scale moving? Was it you, I don't know, getting stronger? What was it?
Um, I don't. Yeah, old me would say it would be the weight coming off, but that hasn't been the big amazing thing for me. It's just the like seeing how much I improve like physically, like even just doing weights at the gym. I mean, I feel so strong doing them. I never thought I'd be able to do the weights that I'm doing and like comfortably and confidently as well. Um, but yeah, I think the moment would be when I that first couple of times I went to the gym, build up my confidence a bit of obviously being in a new gym with new people, but then leaving thinking, oh, I can't wait to come back tomorrow, which is like
Uh,
that's never been heard of in my life
Yeah,
ever. Which
that
is like
is
I was
such an
excited to
uplift.
come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's honestly so, so cool. So would you say that's like the biggest change for you mentally is like the
Yeah.
excitement of,
And yeah, it's not a chore. None of it is a chore. I
yeah.
mean, the steps, the sessions, get it's nothing about it has felt a chore, which is like the best thing for me. Because if it feels like a chore, I won't do it.
Yeah, and also I think the fact that you've normalized that now, like normalized putting effort into your body, into your
Yep.
nutrition, like
Mm.
it's just so normal and it becomes easy because you've done it for so long now. It's like
Mm.
the only way you know how to live your life. So you will never
Yeah.
ever go back to the way your old ways because you found out this
Mm.
new way is so, so much better. So
Yeah.
obviously the mental side of it it's changed you loads. But now let's talk
Mm.
about like the physical side. What would you say your biggest or like a couple of biggest physical achievements are?
Um, Obviously the weight loss is a big thing. I mean,
You got to
I've
tell the viewers how much have you lost?
15 kilos down so far, which is
Just
just like
15 kilos, like
I mean, just 15, yeah, just 15. Which is insane to me because I mean that when you say like it seems like a small number, but it's really not. Like I
massive
still
that
can't
is.
believe it.
Like I
Yeah.
always think about it in terms of luggage. Like if you're going on holiday, that's a big
Yes.
suitcase.
Mm.
Mad.
It's no,
Are you
it's,
carrying that around every single day?
I can't imagine like obviously you don't see it at the time and then you see old photos come up and you're like, wow. Like yeah, seeing old photos was the big thing for me and I was like I never knew like I just looked unhappy and I didn't see it at the time, which is crazy because you just don't, and like people
Yeah.
around you don't see it either. And then people you haven't seen for so long, and then they see you, they're like, "Oh my god, you look amazing!" I'm like, I will chase that compliment all the time because I just love it. Makes me feel so much better.
Yeah, it makes you feel great. We don't do it for the
Yeah.
compliments, but they do make you feel
No, no, no.
great.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
make you
yeah,
feel great.
yeah.
So you've lost like a lot of body fat.
Mm.
Any other physical changes that you're super happy with?
Muscles. I mean, I love seeing muscles. I'm constantly asking my husband, "Quick, look at my muscles," because I just love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never had that either. So seeing like it's just you put the hard work in and it's nice to actually see physical changes and it's just like a reward and yeah I love the muscles.
Honestly, it's the best feeling, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
being strong as a woman, I
Hmm.
just think is such an ego boost. And then in terms of like ability to do more as well, like I remember
Mm.
when we first talked about how when you go on walks, you don't want to go like bright red, you don't want to
Mm.
feel unfit, you want to be able to run around with your toddler. Like
Yeah,
in terms of those changes, like what's the favorite part of being fit?
it's,
And also we started running now, which is great.
I know, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
um but yeah, I think it is literally the physical, like not out of breath, like going on a walk and actually enjoying it and actually being able to hold a conversation and like going further and further and thinking, yeah, I'm actually enjoying this, I'm just going to keep going. Choosing to go out on walks when I would normally just stay in, especially with this rubbish weather. I'd much prefer just to go out and get some fresh air. If I don't get the fresh air now, I feel awful, and I
Yeah.
just yeah, it's just such a helps everything. Everything is better once you go outside.
I 100% agree. Like, I often don't see it as steps. I literally see it as like mental health walk, fresh
Yeah.
air, like being in nature. Because I think we all, like a lot of people who work from home, especially, you're just stuck in these four walls all the time. Why wouldn't you want to go outside? So
Yeah.
back to you. Sorry, off on a tangent. If you had to put your finger on one thing, like your biggest achievement, what would it be?
Uh, Probably looking at myself and actually liking what I see, which is like for the first time in my entire life, because I've never ever liked myself. I've always been insecure my whole life. I can even remember it probably as young as I was maybe 10, hating my own body. So now actually seeing what I like and feeling confident in my body is like the best thing ever. And I love it.
I'm literally gonna cry. I can feel my tears because I can so relate to that as well. That was so beautiful. Suck it up, Shauna. Can you see us going?
Yeah, I made it cry.
No, but also I'm like, I'm so grateful that you feel that way, but also just in absolute admiration like of you because you've put the work in and you've made that a reality. I know obviously I've helped you get there, but
Mm,
you're the one who's turned up consistently, working full time, looking after a baby, trying to your absolute best to pour back into your own cup. Like, not every woman is able to do that. You are honestly such an inspiration. And I hope you know how much of a big inspiration you are to like so many women. Like, it's incredible what you do every day, and it's just so normal for you. So what is coming next for you in this journey? We're loving ourselves, we're turning up consistently. Like you did just say you signed up to a goal, which is cool. So what's coming
mm.
up?
So hiking, I definitely want to get back into hiking this year. So I've got a Three Peaks Challenge the end of March, hopefully. Um, I want to run a 5K. I want to run 10K, and I do actually like feel like I can do that. Absolutely. I just want to get really strong, like as strong as I can get. I just keep enjoying the gym and just, yeah, chasing the high, as I say, the workout high.
You're gonna be like smiling all night now. Josh is gonna be like, "Why are you so happy?" Just because like we're talking about all this exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the way you say it, I know that's possible now. Like,
Mm,
just shows how much you've grown as a person. Like the
yeah.
self-development, self-belief,
Mm,
also the
mm,
self-acceptance that you just know that you're going to be able to do it. So certain in yourself, that is a game
mm,
changer.
yeah.
And if there is a woman watching this and she's thinking about it, but she's feeling stuck and not really sure if she's quite ready yet, what would you say
Mm.
to her?
Just do it. I was literally in that exact same position. I was teaching on the fence for ages. Um, and I'm the happiest and most confident I've ever been in my entire life, just from just taking that little risk. And just do it. Just go for it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? So
Yeah, and also what's the best that could happen? Oh,
you you love yourself,
yeah.
like, and you take all the time to focus on yourself, but also it improves everything in your life. There's no there's nothing there's no bad thing. There's no bad reason. Like there's no downside to this at all. It only gets better.
That makes me so happy. Ah. And you can say that all in the space of 7 months. Like, that's pretty
Yeah,
incredible.
literally 7 months. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So, last question from me. If you had to describe working with me in one sentence, what would you say?
I think you're, what did I say there? You're equal parts therapist, hype girl, and drill sergeant.
That's so funny. I actually really like that. I honestly
Yeah.
really like it. Um,
Yeah.
and how would you describe me in one word? That's probably that I didn't even prep you on this one, sorry.
Oh, well, yeah, you throw me under the bus a bit now. One word. Bubbly.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh,
No.
that's nice. Okay, well, just to recap a little bit on this call, Angharad's been with me for 7 months now. She's lost over 15 kilos. She started running. She's going to the gym consistently, all whilst working full time. And she has a toddler. So if she can do it, then 100% you can. And take her advice. Don't hold yourself back anymore. Just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yay. Thank you so
No
much.
worries.